So, you know, I told you how, at the beginning, I told you how women have estrogen in their systems that creates noise everywhere. So they have diffuse focus. So when a woman is talking, she's also hearing everything else around her, the furniture, everything is talking to her at the same time. Guys have single focus. They can switch off and focus. What happens to a woman throughout the day, I'm going to give you this analogy. Okay, what I want you to do, ladies, just raise what you have brought with you today. Just raise what you've brought with you today. Okay? Gentlemen, have you noticed? Gentlemen, please can you raise what you have brought with you today? Okay. This is the most profound analogy and this will land so good for you guys. So good. Okay? So this is what I have brought today. Okay? This is what is the equivalent to a woman's brain at the end of the day. She is filling this bag all day long with everybody's shit, including her own, right? Everybody's shit, and she can't help it because everything's talking to her. Even the candles, the plants, frigging, like, can you just shut up for a minute? When you take the time to listen to the woman, it's called venting. This is what happens. Imagine this is my brain. I can't even it's so heavy. This is what happens, right? When you get to listen to her, this is what happens to her. This is what I'm carrying. 2 hats, just in case. A tripod. Right, tripod. I have 2 swimming costumes because I can't decide which one. Sunglasses. This is what's happening to the woman as you are listening. This load is getting lighter. 2 pairs of sunglasses because it's sunny outside. Notebook. Right, this is what's happening, okay? Right, now we're going to get really interesting. Hair gel, pens. That's just 2 pens that have come out so far. 2 different types of vitamins. Deodorant. Right, this is how much shit a woman has in her brain. Perfume. Gloves. Right, just in case I didn't have enough pens. Right. Another 5. Another 5, right, wait for it. And in case the hotel didn't have any tea bags, toothpicks. Right, are you getting the gist? This is what a woman has in her. So many I was looking for those. Right. Another pen, hair bobble, the headphones I was looking for, lip gloss. Right, this is what you do for a woman when you listen. 3 different types of lipstick. Oh, hold on. And my favourite lip gloss. Right. Wait. Business cards from the last event I went to. Another hair tie. Right. 2 different other types of crystals. Right, another hair tie. Shakeology in case there's no food. Right, right. Rehydrate in case I'm in a desert and I dehydrate. Some methods of payment. Right. More hair ties. Right, so this is the reason I'm illustrating this. I know it's joking and we are joking, but I want this to land. 3 hair ties, as well as the 4 or 5 that are there. And I'm not planning on tying my hair up today. And I've got one on my wrist. Just in case I might feel like tying it up. And somebody else might need a hair tie. This is how our brains are. Okay? So by you listening and giving us this time to empty our bag, I've emptied that bag and I feel so good now. It's so friggin' light, look. I can swing it around. I'm really happy. I'm like dead chuffed because you listened. And you didn't say a goddamn word. It's so easy, guys. Zip it. Don't say anything. Neutral brain. I'm vulnerable right now. The way you can protect me from myself and all my bullshit stories is to allow me to talk about them. Because then I will feel heard. And if you look at me, I'll feel seen. And I'll feel the safest I've ever been. And oh my God, a man who allows a woman to vent suddenly becomes the most frigging attractive man on the planet. Somehow it's connected to our horny button. It honestly, because our needs are being met. So, the one thing that a man must never do is touch any of that shit and try and put it back in. Because that would be the logical thing to do. Don't touch a woman's stuff. Because all I want to do now is put it all back. My way, not your way. I want to do it my way. Right? Because all of this stuff is really important to me. Because it's all about all my children and my work and, you know, all the eventualities to make sure everybody has a hair bubble. It's really important to me. And what's really important is that you help me lighten my load today just by listening. It's really that simple. Because I'm going to make this bag heavy again. And that makes no sense that I've got 2 swimming costumes. Right? And I can put these long gloves on for when my hands get cold in here. Right? And we're not going outside, you're right, Kira, but I might need 2 hats for when I do. And in case my body needs vitamins, they're there. Right? Understand, gentlemen? Get the gist. Do not try and solve any of these problems because nothing fits now. But do not try and solve it because I like it like this. All I need you to do is help me offload it. Just by listening. Look at how many nods. And I promise you, if you practice this regularly, because another question men ask, how long will it take? Because it's like, are they done? How long? All I can say is that the more you do it, the less time it takes, because the less heavy that bag gets. Right now, your woman has probably got a suitcase that she's carrying around. She's probably got a suitcase of shit.
It's funny you say next. I'm just thinking about, I can see myself offloading and going, no, 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 and if he tries to jump in and go, I'll just go stop the car and then I'll start talking louder and louder and louder because he's not listening.
What happens is, it's not that he's not listening, because I can guarantee you've heard everything. It's not the logical that he's not listening. She doesn't feel like you've heard her.
Yeah.
That's the difference. The way a woman will feel like you've heard her is by you stopping what you're doing, giving her your 100% focus, looking at her, and emptying your brain. If you have this, God, how long? When is this over? When will she be done? Do you know what happens if you do that? I put it all back in my bag and then I go, and this, I start again. And guess what? If you don't finish it that day, I put it all back, right? Put it all back and I remember that I've not finished and I put something else in. Right, let's just shove everything in, because when he's ready, come on. Do you get it? If you want to keep your woman happy, and it's not your job, it's not, but if you want brownie points for it, this is the way. This is the way. You are not going to get the crazy lady or the ice queen or the woman who runs away and is pissed. There is nothing more attractive than a masculine man who will hold space for a woman to offload her shit. Because what that means is that he can hold her. He doesn't have to defend himself. And here's the gift that the men get. In the practice of the holding of the space, you expand as a man. You grow. Because you get to manage your own emotions in that. Does that make sense? You have to navigate your own emotions because it will feel like an attack. You get to grow. This is the gift. This is what God gifted us. Gifted us the masculine and the feminine, the woman and the man, so that the woman would test the man to expand. One second. And eventually what happens over time, the bag doesn't need emptying as often because she feels heard and seen and she's safe. And because the man knows how to do that, how to make her feel heard and seen. Sometimes also just holding her hand, physical contact. Just holding her hand. You guys get that badge of honour. If I can gift you this and you know you learn nothing else today, this piece will change everything in your marriages, everything in your relationships. Because your woman will feel heard and seen. And therefore she will feel the safest. And when she feels safe, aka she can trust you to protect her no matter what, because the biggest thing she needs you to protect her from is not the outside world. It's herself. And if you can protect her from her internal dragons and slay that dragon by literally being the man, she will drop into her divine feminine like you've never friggin' seen. You will get the most divine, beautiful woman who is so attracted to you, who honors and respects you, who doesn't have to fight you. This is the key. But it requires a certain kind of man. A man who wants to battle and go to war, but not the kind of war where you use weapons. The kind of war where you use confidence in who you are, groundedness in who you are, solidness. And it's okay for you to say, this is getting a bit much for me, give me 5 minutes. No woman on this planet is going to have a go with you about that. Right, ladies? If you said, this is getting a bit much for me, just give me 5 minutes. But then you have to come back in that 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, whatever it is. Communicate that. She's all right. She's not fragile. She's actually really strong. But in that moment, she needs to be fragile with you. And she's choosing that. It's a privilege. Okay. Questions?
I know what I want to say, but I've just got to think about how. What if you want that from a man, but they find their own feelings so overwhelming, and they've spent their time shoving everything that they do down, and that they're under extreme stress and extreme pressure, that they cannot do that, they can't be there for you in that way? How would you reach them and get them to open up? Because they're just so used to, they lock the door on their emotions, they can't be present for yours.
Beautiful question. Beautiful question. So the question was, did everybody hear the question? Yeah? Okay. So what I have come to learn through much study and working with many couples and many men is, and also through trial and error of my own life, that it's actually not our job. You can't make a man feel or express his emotions. What you can do is praise him when he does. What you can do is honour him, but not praise him like, well done, love, thanks. Oh, you did so well there for telling me how you feel. Well done. Not that kind of praise. Just the kind of praise like, I love the way that you explained to me how you felt. Made me feel really connected to you. Thank you. Did you feel the difference? Right? Gentlemen, did you feel the difference? Tell me more. I'd love feedback.
Well, it's I don't want to feel like it's in some ways a little bit condescending at times. I think you have to be very careful as to how you express.
There's a fine line. There's a fine line. Yes. Yeah. The energetics of how it's expressed as well is very important. It's very important. So sometimes I would give praise in a way that is more about what you have done rather than what you're feeling.
Yeah. Make it more practical.
Exactly. It lands differently. Yeah. And sometimes as well I will express in a way that lets him know how it's landed in my body. So I feel like my heart opens when you do that. I feel more connected to you when you do that. So, and the reason for that communication is because the male brain is very much about points and results. How much effort am I putting in? And am I getting the result? Right? So this is why men like games. There's more of a prevalence of men gaming than there is women. There is exceptions, I'm generalizing. Right? And so one of the ways that a man can score points is to know that whatever he's doing is creating an impact on your body. Because it's a physical thing. right? Would that land differently? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't like to feel psychoanalyzed.
No. And it's not about that. It's about, remember, the masculine is all about doing. You know? And it's the way in which you praise. You praise because you want to, not because you want something from it. You praise because it's genuine and sincere. You acknowledge. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Thanks for loading the dishwasher. It's just noticing. Thanks for loading the dishwasher. Appreciate that. Next. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Because how many times do we put focus into what they've not done and we let them know it's not been done? Hand on your heart, how often do you put just as much focus into what they've done? Right? And the reason I'm sharing this with you ladies is not to condemn any of you, is to help you have a pathway to getting what you need in your relationships. And it's for men to feel valued, because unfortunately what's happened is with the rising divorce rates, a lot of men have been raised without masculine role models. Or a lot of women have become the masculine breadwinner. So men haven't had these lessons of role models. So in answer to your question as well, Dee, some of the things that, how can we increase our masculinity for our men? These are just tips, guys. Take it if you need it. Take what you need or leave what you don't. Research has showed men need to be in tribes of men. You need to have male friends. Not necessarily to talk about feelings, just to hang out. Why? Because your testosterone builds. Male friends, so important. Physical activity is how you release your emotions. So important. Why? Caveman time, we'd be chopping wood, weight bearing, something like physical. So important. Taking care of your bodily needs. Women, we need to take a leaf out of their book. Because if you're not well, you can't take care of anybody else. They intuitively take care of their bodily needs because they're there to protect us. If they're not well, they can't protect and provide. Right? Yeah. And then the fourth thing that I want to add is the grounding piece. Be out with nature. Ground. Touch trees. Allow the energy to diffuse out of you. Do we know why we ground? Do you want me to explain that?